G'day guys, and welcome to another AFT video clip. I just want to show you something a bit different. When it comes to catching squid, we often use the squid jig on its own. In some parts of the country they use floats. I've had success catching squid like this, and I usually use this rig where the area I'm fishing is fairly shallow or really snaggy, and we all know that it's heartbreaking to get one of these boys stuck and lose $25 if not more worth of squid jigs and turn a good squid fishing session into a nightmare. So a few things to point out. I like these floats. First and foremost, they rattle, and they got these stickers on there that reflect off the sunlight, and this attracts the squid towards your jig. Now, it's not just the purpose of casting it out and leaving it in the water. I still jig the squid jig. And you might wonder, well, how does it work? Well, I'll show you how I do it. First, we get the stopper. Stopper. And we thread the stopper through the main line. You don't need fluorocarbon lead. That's my main line right there. And then we get a bead. Now, the reason why we get a bead is because the stopper I've got is fairly thin. Right, and it's going to stop the float from going through the stopper. And then we slide the line through the float like that. Yep. And then all it is getting one of those clip-on swivels. These work just as fine. Some people say they don't. For me, it's worked over the years. Okay, we tighten that. Clip the end bits. And then the beauty of this swivel is that, you know, if one colour doesn't work, you can quickly change it to another. And that's my rig for squid. Now, depending on the area that I'm fishing, I'll set the stopper, as you can see here, to the squid jig roughly a bit over a metre, maybe 1.5 meters, depends on how deep it is. So I'll cast it out, the jig will float and drift, it won't fall down to the bottom and get snagged. And then what I do, as I'm jigging the rod, the line will go through and I'll feel the tension of the float, and then I'll just jig, and as I'm jigging, it makes that rattling noise, and these stickers reflect the light into the water, and the squid will go towards it, and then what they'll see is this jig floating around, and then they'll grab it here at the back, and then you'll see your float slightly go up like that and into the water, and then I'll just slowly wind the line, and if I can feel it pulsating, then I slowly reel it in. So this is my little rig that I use to catch squid off very snaggy areas. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to help out. Hope you learnt a thing or two. Until next time, happy fishing.